You ready?
Yeah. Oh, now post. And we gotta spin it. Okay, watch out for the hay, Peter. All right, let's go.
Y'all.
All right, you turn. You turn.
Oh,
This
man.
is the back side.
Yeah.
Okay, go your way just a little bit.
Hooray, we did it.
Hi farm friends, Jacqueline and Zach here with Head Family Farm, and today we're going to take you along for something that we have got to get done today, right now.
That's right. We have another goat coming to the farm this week, and we need to expand our goat shelter situation. Maybe you've seen before, we have a goat tote that we built, and that has worked so well for the 3 goats that we have now. But since we've got another goat coming to the farm, we need to go ahead and expand a little bit so they've got a little bit more space, and so that we can be sure that they're going to be safe and be able to stay dry.
Yes, and why are we standing in front of this messy and not attractive looking part of our property? This is the future home of our goat herd and maybe some other animals later down the road. We don't plan to move the pigs over here, but this is going to be the home of our goats, where we're going to build stalls, and there's going to be a fence here that leads off to their beautiful hillside pasture.
That's right. And one exciting thing about the goat that's coming to the farm this week is that she is already bred. So with any luck, we'll be having kids here on the farm this spring.
We are so excited for that, and because of that, she's a full-size goat, and the goats we have right now, they're still babies. They're under a year old, so they're still a lot smaller, so their shelter has been sufficient to this point. We were getting ready to add another goat tote until we made the decision to bring this goat to the farm. And what is special about her, she is Honey, our female Nubian's mother. So we're so excited to have her here on the farm. When the farmer that we got her from reached out to us, I really wanted to say yes, and Zach said yes. So we're excited to bring her onto the farm, and I went recently and learned how to milk goats, how to make goat's milk soap, and how to make some different goat cheeses. So we're really looking forward to being able to utilize the goats and that milk sooner with bringing Honey's mom to the farm and us having a kidding in the early spring. We'll be able to start milking, milk sharing with her by the beginning of the summer for sure. So we are just so excited, and we know we've got to set this up, but this project is going to take us longer than the couple of days we have to get this done this week. So we are about to show you our temporary solution for a bigger goat house.
Here at the goat pen, and we are going to be moving the goat tote out of the goat pen first, so that we've got all this extra space to decide where we want our temporary structure to go. So we're going to move this shelter, the goat tote, in with the pigs. They have a very similar structure, built the exact same way. And so we're going to take that shelter over there, give them a little bit of extra space now that they're really growing. Over the last few weeks, we've seen some growth in them, and we want to make sure that they've got enough space back there as well in their shelter. So they're going to inherit the goat tote, and then we're going to build out this bigger temporary structure here in the goat pen.
Zach is turning off the electric fence so that we can open this gate up back here into the pig pen, where we're going to be moving the goat tote that's right here into the pig pen. I've got gravy. He about took my knees out backwards. We're going to be moving that into the pig pen so that the pigs have some extra shelter. They have grown really fast since we moved them out here, and they're all over a year old now, and Lucille is 3. She just turned 3 years old. Peanut's about 18 months old, and Rooster is close to the same age as Peanut. But they have grown a ton since we moved them out here, and they don't fit in their tote anymore. So they need this extra one too. So it's working out nicely. But our temporary goat house that we're going to be transitioning to until we get the barn ready, which is only going to be probably a month or two until we have the barn totally ready, if not before then. is a chicken run. We order these on Amazon and we use them out here in the pasture for our breeding flocks in the spring and summer. And we don't need it right now because we don't have all of our chickens separated for breeding season. This is their off time, this is their slow time, and so it's sitting empty and we can put it to good use as a goat shelter.
So now to get started, we're gonna let the goats have some fun. We're gonna let them out to play here so that they can be out and about while we're moving stuff around in their area.
I have a feeling that they're gonna want to come right back in with us.
Probably.
But we're gonna let them out to explore. We do this pretty regularly and they just stay right here. They're herd animals. They may venture just a little bit.
And y'all have
Don't knock
seen
the
us.
camera over, guys.
Y'all have seen us catch them and put them back up if need be,
Yes.
and they'll follow us back in most of the time. But we're going to close this because we're going to open the gate to the pig pen, and we don't want the pigs running out.
We don't want to be chasing pigs today. This chicken has decided that she's gonna chase Lady. Come here, Lady. Come here. Let's go. Lady likes it. Come on, Lady.
That little hen does not like Lady
Let's
being
go, Lady. Let's go.
so
Come
close.
Come on, Lady.
But Lady enjoys
Lady's
the
like,
play.
I don't know now. And the
Yeah.
goats are up there eating.
Yep, goats are up there eating some tasty privet.
Right here on this side of the temporary goat pen is where all of the chickens and the ducks bed down under this tree. That's in the big pen, and all the ducks and the geese and the chickens are over there, which is how this little hen's over here. Did you hop the fence? It's pretty high. You may not be able to see, but there's chicken wire on that fence that goes all the way up there. 6 foot tall. She got over. All right, the pigs are probably gonna think it's time to run and play. We've got our electric fence gate connector right there. You wanna undo that? Zach's already turned the fence off. No shenanigans today, Rooster. No shenanigans. Yeah. No shenanigans. Look how big he is. Oh gosh. He's so big. He's such a big boy. Yeah, he's such a big boy. He said, I want to know what's up, Mom. I would like to know what's up. Hey. Your sweet eyes. Your sweet eyes. We'll get to the hose so we don't have to like walk it over. Dirt's a little built up. Decided that this is the best scratching post. Shaking the whole thing.
My goodness.
Peanut, let us get it moved. Watch out, piggies. Watch out, piggies. Oh, I thought I was running over Lucille. They're showing us exactly where they want it.
They said, put it over here.
Yeah, this is a good spot. All right, I want to go as close to this one as we can. All right, is Peanut under it?
Yep. All right,
Peanut.
slowly. There we go, she's out.
Good gravy.
Alrighty.
Yay! There we are.
Well, I think it is safe to say that these piggies are happy to have that new addition to their shelter. What do you think? Huh, Peanut? Yeah? And as you can see, they like to get in there. You can see the dry dirt in there because that really does keep them very dry. And remember I was saying earlier, it's up off the ground. That's probably the best thing about these totes. That and how easy they are to move. Y'all saw how easily we were able to move these structures, and honestly, I probably could have moved that one by myself, but I was glad to not have to. So, happy piggies. All right, it's the goat's turn. Now that we've got the goat tote out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and bring in our pallets and our plywood, where we're gonna build them a little raised bed structure to go inside of the shelter that we're making.
And this is just super simple. We're using things that we already had just to help get them up off the ground. It's 2 pallets that we picked up on the side of the road one day, and some plywood that we had. We're not even gonna screw it together, but this is gonna be just a stable bedding structure. It won't be more than my weight. Well, I don't know how much the new goat weighs, but yeah, that's gonna be good. And that'll keep them up and dry, because when it rains, we do have water that washes down this way just a little bit. Not terrible, because we got a huge soaking rain and all the leaves are still here. They didn't wash too much that way.
And we'll put hay on it for them so that they've got some insulation there to stay warm.
The chickens are in here having a really good time. The chickens are enjoying scratching through this spent hay. They can fly over this fence if they really want to. What are you doing up there, Miss Wyandotte? What are you doing? Huh? This is not somewhere for you to lay eggs. This is goat feed. When you do anything on a farm, there's always going to be the inspection crew that has to make sure you've done it right. What do you think? You gonna crow for me? You looked like you wanted to crow. I think they approve.
So this is the structure that we're going to use for our temporary goat shelter. Like Jacqueline said before, it's one of our chicken runs that we use during breeding season, and as shelter for our rainbow layer flock, which they're all around us. Maybe you can hear them right now. So
a few decided to get trapped in there.
And we haven't been using this one to house any chickens for a while. That's why it doesn't have any tarps on it right now. So it's a good time for us to move it and use it for the goats for a while. And we're not going to be pairing up or putting groups together for breeding until the spring anyways. So this is a great time for us to use this.
Yeah, by then we'll be able to take this back and use it for the chickens. One thing we absolutely love about these, and the reason that we use these, we can just pick them up and move them around. If we need to anchor them down, we can use some rebar and do that, but we just pick these up and carry them, and we'll show you. See all the chickens run by.
So y'all can see, we can lift this and carry it around together pretty easily.
Yeah, it doesn't weigh very much at all. And this one is over a year old now.
Yep.
And we've moved it a good bit.
And it's holding up pretty well. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Oh no, post. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
And we gotta spin it. Okay, watch out for the hay, Peter. All right, let's go.
Y'all.
All right, you turn. Your turn.
Oh,
This
man.
is the back side.
Yep.
Turn. Turn. Oh, fence. Okay. Go your way just a little bit. All right. Down.
Hooray, we did it.
Woo! Yeah,
That's good.
maybe just a tad further to stabilize it. Okay, it's better. Whew! We did not realize how much spent hay was in the bottom of that hay feeder. It was very deceiving. So we got to get this out of here now.
We don't have any heavy machinery on the farm right now. Even the lawnmower that we use is not up and running at the moment. So that means that all of the stuff, including moving this spent hay, has to be done by hand. But I was pretty thankful to have this cart here that I could load stuff into and wheel it up the hill to the compost pile. So we put the first tarp on the back half of the shelter here for the goats, and everything seemed to be going well. We realized we had turned it sideways. We had turned it the wrong way. So we went ahead and turned it back around and got it all lined up just the way that we wanted it, so that we could go through with zip ties and attach the tarp to the shelter so that the goats would stay safe, warm, and dry. Of course, the goats had to hang out with us and make sure that we were doing everything just right. Jacqueline went in to start working on zip tying the bottom part of this tarp to the bottom part of the shelter structure. And she always figures out really good ways to knock this stuff out. So when she grabs zip ties or something like that, when she grabs a tool and heads out to take care of something, I'm not asking too many questions. I'm following her lead. So she did a great job getting these tarps zip tied down to the structure, and I supported where I could. Of course, I was nowhere near the best helper when it came to putting this thing together. The goats pitched right in, made sure that we were having a good time as we went along, and of course had to check every last zip tie. Look at Gravy there, checking to make sure that Jacqueline's got that zip tie on right. These goats are so silly. Oh, they're so much fun too, though. So then, after that, we teamed up to knock out the other side of this tarp with the zip ties. And yep, here comes Biscuit walking in here to make sure that we're doing it right. So we got it all snapped together, and once again, just having too much fun with these guys and that little girl. That's Gravy giving Jacqueline a kiss on the nose right there, and they just really are some of the best pets we've ever had, and we are so very thankful for them. Then we started unwrapping the second tarp to put on the front half of the structure, and we figured out pretty quickly that this tarp was not as big as the other tarp that we had, and so it wasn't going to cover from the ground on the left side of the screen here all the way to the ground on the right side of the screen. So what we did was decided that since normally our weather comes in from the south, that we would take that tarp all the way to the bottom of the structure on the south side, as you can see here, and go ahead and zip tie it to the bottom of that structure. And that way we knew that none of the rain, even when the wind picks up, is going to get in there to the goats. So it goes all the way to the ground there on the left side, and then on the right side it stops about halfway down. And of course, as you see, Biscuit and Gravy had to make sure that it wasn't too much of a gap on that right side, on the side closest to the garden. I think that they finally approved of what we got it together. It wasn't the prettiest project that we had, and We were a little disappointed with how the tarps looked. We're just not big fans of tarps being the first thing you see when you look out in the pasture or out in the yard somewhere. Don't get me wrong, they are super helpful and great in a pinch, and there are some jobs that you just have to have tarps for. But when it comes to structures, we really like to take pride in what our animal structures look like. And so these tarps aren't ideal for us. But this structure is only going to be in use for this particular reason for about a month. So we'll just handle it. So here we are, just finishing up, making sure that the zip ties are done down to the bottom and strapping some wire to add giving some extra strength down there towards the bottom of the structure for these tarps, just to make sure that even if they get caught by the wind a little bit, they're not going to get taken off. And of course, I had to give some love to my buddies in there. They were big help on this project, and we are so glad that now they have a structure to be warm and dry in for the rest of the winter. And as you can see, they absolutely love it already. This little platform that we gave them for a bed, it's not much, but they loved it right away. You'd have thought that they were up on stage somewhere. They were playing around on that thing, and as we came in and the sun was setting, they were already bedding down in there. So we know that they are enjoying this space already, and so we're happy that this will get us through the winter until we get done renovating their area in the barn. Well, it's not the prettiest thing we've ever done, but
No, it's not, is it?
But it's going to serve its purpose. It's going to keep our goats nice and warm and dry, and that's going to keep them healthy. So that's what we needed just for a little while, about a month or so maybe, until we can get that barn stall ready for them to move in.
And I'm so looking forward to that. But I know
Yeah.
I have the peace of mind that they've got plenty of space and they're out of the weather. We don't have to worry about that.
Yep, and they've already been enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that they like it. And the chickens are in here cleaning up this spent hay, turning it under, everything that we got out of here. So I'm glad we got that done too. We got a lot accomplished.
Yeah. Didn't know I was going to start a compost pile today, but
No,
there we go.
you never know here. Never know here what we're going to get into. But we've got some fun projects coming up, like just completely redoing that side of the barn. We're going to be building a big pasture fence for the goats. We've got some pig projects coming, and it is almost Christmas time around here. And I think we may get up to some fun things too.
Oh, we're definitely going to get up to some fun stuff.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate you. I hope that you have a blessed week, and we'll see you next time here at Head Family Farm.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch, farm friends. Y'all have a good one.